Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking about me doing another run of limited edition t-shirts, but the good news is we have listened and we are doing it. Check this out. This is the Smoking Tire vintage t-shirt. Comes in black, gray, or blue. And here's the kicker. I'm only selling it for 10 days. If you want one, you gotta buy it now. The sale ends on August 19th. And you buy one by going to the link in this video or clicking the annotation, but for 10 days only, and that's it. They're good material, they're a reasonable price, and it's the classic Smoking Tire logo in a cool new vintage look. Check it out. Morning everybody, welcome to the Angeles Forest. This should be a good one. A lot of you out there have openly requested the video with an E60 M5, and so this is David, and thank you so much for braving the flies out here today and coming down. This is a 2007, and what makes this one cool is it's actually got the 6-speed manual. So tell me a little bit about your car.
It's stock right now. I've done suspension stuff. I have sway bars front and rear and coilovers. Okay, what kind of coilovers do you have?
CKS. Okay, I haven't heard of them before. Do you like them?
They're pretty good. The springs are a little too soft.
Okay.
I upgraded the springs on this one, so I have 18 and 16 right now.
Okay, cool. And other than that, stock, huh?
Yeah.
So 500 horsepower, V10, 8,000 RPM red line, 8,500?
Like 82.
8,200? Oh, it's coming. It's got the movable red line, so it's coming up to temperature at the moment. And when these cars came out, it was like people were complaining about the paddles, and they said, give us the stick, and so they gave you the stick. Yeah. And as it turns out, not many people bought the stick.
It's only offered in North America.
It was only North America.
Yeah, so
I didn't realize you couldn't
Europe
get that
and Asia,
in Europe.
they don't have it.
So in the used market, the stick ones are in high demand. They're harder to find. Am I right?
Yeah, but I've been finding them a lot lately, which is kind of weird.
Really?
And at Beamer Fest, there was a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the second and third owners are all about the stick shift. But when these cars were new, they said the reviews anyway said that the engine wasn't particularly well matched to the 6-speed. So we're gonna find out how true that is. I'm interested. So this car has got quite a bit of miles on it, 123,000 miles.
The second owner, I bought it with 98,000.
Okay, and has it been good to you so far?
Yeah. So far, no, knock on wood, no any other issues.
Does it burn oil?
It does.
Yeah. All the V10 BMWs burn a lot of oil.
Yeah.
About a quart every 1,000, if I recall.
Yeah. That's about right.
The only other major issue that we had a bunch of these SMG cars anyway at the rental company at Gotham, and so occasionally we'd have some gearbox issues and clutch adjustments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But does the manual kind of eliminate that problem?
Yeah. I know a lot of people run away from the SMG because the clutch and the gearbox.
Oh, what? We found a photo shoot here for some type of motorcycling photo shoot. Oh. Oh, yep, we're
like, there's a car
doing motorcycle photo shoots. Okay, we'll look out for them on the way back. These things sound so cool, you know. But there are some exhausts that make them sound like insanity.
Yeah.
The Eisenman race header back and Meisterschaft.
Yep.
My favorite exhaust name in history, Meisterschaft. It's like that sounds like a Luftwaffe engine swap or something.
Yeah. Those are the two. I'm actually trying to get Eismans for this right now.
Well, the Eisenman race exhaust sounds great. A friend of mine did the full headers.
Okay.
And it was so loud, it was like unbearable. But these things are really, really quick. I personally have seen over 200 miles an hour in one. That was weird. I went to blip on the downshift and it like didn't blip. Huh. All right, well we'll try that again in a second. But this was, you know, after the E39 M5, which was the original super sedan. This was really the super sedan. It's just crazy fast, especially up top.
Yeah, once you get up like 4,000 RPM, it really picks up.
Not much torque down low. You gotta wind them out.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay. Well, there's a blip. vibration under braking. It might be rotor's a little warped, or it could just be some material that's deposited on there.
It has some track time, so
yeah. Okay, so maybe rebed them in if you get a chance. But it sounds awesome. And does this one have the funky seats? This one doesn't have it.
No, but you can actually adjust it manually. You can adjust like the lumbar support and all that manually.
But there was some of these where you'd turn the wheel and it would inflate the opposite bolster, and it was like always like a quarter of a second behind. It was like just when you did like just too late. They bit off a little more than they could chew with that technology. But this thing, it drives really good. I don't know. I think the manual works well. I think the manual works with the V10.
With the V10?
Yeah.
When I was looking for this one, I didn't want to get the SMG. A lot of people were kind of telling me, "Oh, don't get the SMG. You're gonna kick yourself in the foot."
Well, the SMG in this it's better than the E46 one, certainly. The E92 one is well, that's dual clutch actually. That's not even SMG.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I think now that this car is approaching 10 years old, the manual's the way to go.
Yep.
It is. Manuals are ageless. They are what they are, you know? You know, if you wouldn't want to use an iPhone from 2005, would you? You know,
no.
Same. But the steering feels really good. It's got good power. These coilovers, I think they ride pretty nice. It's not too bouncy.
It's a little bouncy on the street right now because of the springs. I upgraded the springs so high. I'm actually gonna take them back in to get them revalved.
You're gonna back it down again a little bit?
I actually have them valve them to this setting that I have right now.
So the shocks are better matched to the springs. Okay, that makes sense.
It's a little too bouncy at the track when I took it to streets.
This is a big car for streets. How does it do on streets?
It does pretty well.
Yeah?
I ran POC last weekend with streets.
How was it? Fun?
And it was fun. Yeah. It's always good going out with them.
I mean, this car for a 10-year-old car, it certainly feels solid. Not a lot of, I mean, other than some creaking leather.
Yeah.
No squeaks and rattles or anything like that. It sounds good. And actually, the BMW's heads-up display is solid as well. It still looks good, even with my Dylan Optics polarized shades.
Knock on wood, that hasn't died on me yet.
How is do you use iDrive at all?
No, not very much.
Yeah. These things are there, but so you haven't had any other issues with it, huh?
So far, no.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that these things are kicking along. It certainly is a great sounding engine. Pulls really good. This was one of those cars that they told me anyway was restricted to 165 miles an hour, and when I went out to drive it, it was not. This thing will pull right to 200 if you've got the room for it, like say on Ocean Parkway in Long Island.
Hopefully someday I can get this thing up to 200.
Oh, we'll find you a spot. Nevada's a good place to start. I would go there. You could really do this entire road in third gear.
Yeah, the gears are pretty long.
They're pretty long, yeah. Well, it's one less than the automatic, so they lengthen each one by a bit.
I know a lot of owners actually upgrade the final drive
to be shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And I guess it kind of livens up the torque a little bit.
Yeah, get you high in the power band faster. Yeah.
Everybody calls it the Portman supercharger.
That's so weird. On some of these downshifts, I go to blip it and then it doesn't blip, and I have to hit it again.
Yeah, like the throttle, you gotta really get on the throttle for it to like jump it up.
You have to kind of like slow and deliberate with it. If you give it a quick one, it's not happy. So if I go slow, yeah, it's much happier doing that. These engines sound so cool. We got to get you an exhaust. I think with an exhaust that's real, they're nutty.
I gotta get exhaust.
Parking sensors work. There you go. All right. Just never stops revving. and you know, these cars are so refined that it sounds even better outside on the drive-by. Oh yeah, see, there was a little bit of that bounce you're talking about. You're right. Yeah, revalve the shocks, should be good to go. These things still drive. What are these cars going for now? High 20s, low 30s kind of thing?
Like mid 20s. Depends on the mile.
The nicest one in the world is probably mid to high 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have low miles, people still charge them mid 30s.
Oh. God, in 2007 though, or was it 06 or 07 when these came out? What was the first year?
04 actually.
Was it that far ago?
Yeah, 04
wow, I don't
was
even
first
remember that.
one.
It was like madness when this car first came out.
And I guess manual was released in 07. Is when they released the first manual.
Oh yeah, I guess I was at Gotham in 05 when we got our first one. That's true, yeah. We couldn't believe how fast these cars were.
Yeah, for a big, like 4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
They pick up really good.
It's that top end Autobahn. Yeah, really quick. I like this thing a lot. I gotta give these another look. I never, you know, I mean, if I'm honest, I do prefer the new M5, the twin turbo V8 one. It's a lot more car, but it's also, you know, realistically, what, double and 2.5 times the price of one of these? If you can eliminate the headache, because the SMG gearbox is really expensive to fix if it breaks.
Yeah.
Really expensive. Like, you could probably almost total out a car by blowing the gearbox. Yeah. If it was like a less nice one. But with the manual,
and it's more fun to drive with the manual.
I agree. I'm gonna have to disagree with all those old reviews that said it wasn't well matched. I think this is pretty well matched. You just got to keep the RPMs higher. It's probably not quite as fast because you don't have. Although the final drive could easily fix that.
Yeah.
Is that a really expensive mod, or do you have to pull that out of? Can you pull it out of some other car?
All the ones that I've seen on the forum, the guys do, it's pretty up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like, I mean, anytime you're doing a final drive on an independent suspension car, it's going to be expensive because you have to get the whole unit, right? You don't just get the gears like you do in an old Mustang.
I've seen a shop, I forgot the name of it, but they actually sell the final drive only. The third member, and you just send yours in, and they'll just swap it out for you.
Oh, okay, that's another way. But then you have to ship a big heavy pumpkin.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a wash after that. Although I'm sure someone in the comments will explain the ins and outs of the final drive swap. Man, now me and this car we're having a good time now. We're getting along. This is good.
Not a lot of people make parts for this car, so it's finding parts and aftermarket stuff on this car is kind of hard.
Really?
And it's a little expensive because not a lot of people make them. So people that do make them actually kind of charge a little. They
know what they've got, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we can give our friends at Turner over a call and see if they can hook it up. There's that. Have you seen any of those crazy G-Power ones with the 2 superchargers?
No, I actually haven't seen those.
That is the most complex system. Alex Roy got to drive one in Latvia or something and said it was amazing. But they literally put 2 centrifugal superchargers up in the nose of this thing with 2 belts. Oh my god. I've heard it makes like 700 horsepower, but I've heard it's a very complicated system.
I've seen people run Vortex superchargers.
Yep, you can do that. And
I've seen people do the Gentani supercharger.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They make one as well, yeah. But this car's begging for an exhaust because I can tell, you can hear like the noise that's from the engine is like, it's so unique, and then it's getting so muffled back there.
Yeah.
It wants to scream.
You gotta open it up to give that F1 noise.
Yeah, you can make these and have you heard the Mercedes, the 600s? Oh, if you get this certain set of like headers and exhaust on a Mercedes 600, and you can make it sound just like a Zonda.
Oh, really?
It's ridiculous, yeah. Like big body, slab-sided Benz, just screaming through these Eastern European streets like a Zonda. It's crazy. Open it up. Wow, look at it pull. It's all happening between 6 and 8.
Yeah.
That's where it all goes down. When you keep it up there, boy, is it nice. The engine feels so happy in high revs. I think that mismatched gearbox thing is bullshit. I'm so about this. I'm so about the manual transmission M5. Oh wait, those guys are probably shooting those motorcycles. Let's not kill anyone today. We have to not be BMW drivers. If we were BMW drivers, we'd fly through here at a zillion miles an hour. But we're courteous. We're courteous drivers today.
Of course.
This is great. 3 good cars today. This thing rips. It doesn't drive like a 10-year-old car.
No,
Not at all. But wow, do you have to wind it out? You really got to keep it up there. I suppose maybe people felt more comfortable about keeping it high in the revs with the paddles. Maybe that's why they said where all that better match stuff came from. Oh, but it feels nice. What a cool car. Thanks, David. This is great. These things, you know, I have interesting memories of them because at the rental company we had to put a lot of oil in them. Always adding oil. I bet you got a couple quarts in the trunk, don't you?
I have a quart in the trunk.
Yeah.
All M's do.
They all burn oil. And in fairness, Panamera and Cayenne's twin turbo V8s, they burn oil like crazy too. So it's not just this engine, and that happens with these high performance engines. The tolerances are different, right. And to keep them alive, they burn through some oil. That's just sort of what happens. But if it's been good other than that, I mean, 123,000 miles is fairly high, and it looks pretty solid. It drives pretty tight, and thank you so much for sharing it, man. I appreciate it. And hey, if you're out there and you want one of these M5s or the M6, which drives basically the same, get the manual. It's better, I think.
Always.
I think the manual's better. I'm about it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.